Who doesn't like robots?
Hey guys, I just want to jump in here real quick, let you guys know that this video is actually a sponsored video. I didn't go out and buy this robot. The company that built this robot sent it to me to unbox it and do a review and show people how to use it. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, so what I have before me is a new robot. This is from a company called Elephant Robotics. I would have loved to show you how everything was boxed together. I actually did an unboxing portion of this video, but my camera died and I lost that footage. So here we are. Here's what we have. We have, I'll start with the robot. This is the robot. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can hear the servos inside. It's actually a pretty decent construction. It has, they have two different, this is the myCobot Pi. They also have an Arduino version of this, but I have the Pi version, and it has, you can see here, here's the Pi and the base of the robot, the USBs, you got HDMI, USB, I think that might be power. You have the SD card here on the bottom. I think that already has stuff flashed to it, so I don't have a monitor set up yet, but we're gonna do that here in this video. Get everything set up. We have, oh, this must be power. On and off, and then a bunch of pinouts here, and then we go to the actual end of the arm. I don't know if this is actual screen. I have to look this up. But we got some pinouts here and the actual, I guess say arm end or end effector, you know, location where things attach to. And you can see, if you get this robot, you'll get a whole bunch of these connects pieces. They actually, if I take one apart out of the bag, they actually fit. There's multiple places around the robot, but basically they snap right in there, pretty tight, kind of hard to get out. But that's what you can use to connect the robot, whether it's the base of the robot to the mount or the stand that you have, or at the end of the arm if you want to put different tooling on. But anyways, that's the robot itself. What also came in the box, or boxes, because I had two boxes, we got the power supply. This is a DC power supply, 8.4 volts at 5 amps, which I think corresponds to what's on here. Yep, 8.43 amps. That's good. Got this end effector for actually clamping and grabbing onto things, 2-finger. If you can see here, this little matrix here, I don't know if I can spin it around. There we go. This guy can attach right here. If I get the connects, and that'll be your arm. We also came with USB A to USB-C. This might be for connecting maybe your monitor. I have to see. I haven't yet gotten into the instructions yet. They also have online documentation. I'll put everything in the description that you guys need. Everything that I've used. HDMI to mini HDMI. Got that. Got some pneumatics here, or vacuum, I'll say. Again, you have this little matrix for the connects guys. These guys pop right in. It's actually kind of tight, which I guess is better to be tight than loose. But this guy will attach right here at the end, and I'm sure you could, you know, orient it many different ways. Looks like it's powered through here. You might also have some pinouts here, which might correspond to some here. Again, I'm going to get into the documentation, and I'm going to show you guys some initial setup stuff for this robot. This looks like more power supply or just extra wires or leads for things. A little bit of a, there you go. So it looks like it might split power. Power goes maybe between here. Maybe this is for the servos, and then over here is for the Pi. I don't know. I'll get into it. I'll show you guys the exact setup. What else did I cover? Put this over here. We went over all of that stuff. This platform comes with the robot. It also comes with this clamp, so you guys can slide this in. Clamp it to, say, a table. Table sitting there. You clamp this down, and then you can connect your robot to here. And that's pretty much it. That's everything that comes in the box for a myCobot Pi. It might be slightly different with the Arduino version. You also have a screen on the Arduino one that comes here to where you have some controls that you can use, but overall pretty similar. So after this, guys, I'm going to get this set up with a monitor, get this set up, and we'll go through some of the examples on their online documentation. So give me a minute and we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, so I got everything hooked up here. I got the robot, see you sitting here. I got power plugged in, the power supply up there, plugged in, routed over this way. And then I got HDMI cable from the Pi side down here, routed around to my actual monitor. And the only other thing I have plugged in is this little USB dongle for my mouse / keyboard. And so with that, let's get into the Pi. Well, actually, before I do that, I'll go over some of the brochure that comes with the machine or with the robot, just to show you guys the general dimensions. It's about, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, about 350 millimeters high, the total reach of about 280 millimeters out. And then here are some of the specs for the actual robot. Payload, 250 grams, which doing the math is 0.55 pounds. Arm span, working radius, power, and flip through some of this. Here's the one that I have, the actual Pi, the myCobot Pi, and then his is the Arduino version, the myCobot M5. You see the little tiny screen I was talking about before is here, whereas here I don't have that. And then this just goes over some of the differences between the Pi. I'll try and find an electronic version of this to post in the description, but basically just goes through the different robot parameters. Same geometry here, and goes through differences between hardware between the two. Of course, Pi and Arduino related stuff, and then the software. One fortunate thing is with this robot, the Pi, you don't need a computer attached to it because it's got a computer right down there, and it just hooks up to a monitor and you're good to go. And then with the Arduino version, just like an Arduino, you have to have it attached to a computer to run. So with that, since I have everything hooked up, let's get into what you actually see and go from there. When you first get into the Raspberry Pi and turn it on, you're actually not gonna, you're gonna see this, but a lot of things are gonna be in Chinese. And if you're an English speaker like me, you're going to have to change it so you can know where to go or what to do. So how I did that was click on the Raspberry icon, go down to Preferences, and of course you can also use the icons because this will all be in Chinese. Just go down to Preferences, which is this window or this icon. Slide over, go down to Raspberry Pi configuration, and then go over to localization, set locale, and then for me I selected English. You've got plenty of other languages you could choose, and of course your country. So I'm going to click cancel out. So this will just change the Pi itself over to whatever language that you want. This might yell, okay, it didn't yell at me because I didn't change anything. And the only other place that you will want to change is, you can see here on the desktop, you got the trash, MyStudio, recovery FS, which I think is file recovery, myBlockly, which is for programming, this brass myCobot test GUI, and then Roboflow or Roboflow. The only other place that I changed language was here in myBlockly. If you open that up, takes a little bit. It's going a little slow because I got the screen recorder going as well on the Raspberry Pi to try and show you guys what to do. If you go to here, go down to Settings, and then you can change your language from English. Really, you got Chinese or English. And then you push OK, and everything is good. But anyways, since we're in myBlockly, I'll show you guys what you can do in here. myBlockly is something that a lot of people use. It's, you know, I guess icon based maybe, but basically you have different things you can select here for logic, for loops, you know, do loops, you know, typical logic stuff that you would write out in text form, but it presents it in a way to where you can just, you know, put blocks together, you know, myBlockly, you know, loops, text, you got different math, time functions, Raspberry Pi stuff, status stuff, MDI for like controlling, jogging, settings, LEDs. There's the LEDs that you can see on the actual end of the arm. We'll get into that a little bit. Of course, gripper. And there's a lot of different stuff that are probably typical programming stuff, but it's just presented in a block form. That way, if you're not familiar with, you know, text editing or text programming, you have something that you can use to maybe, you know, fumble your way through it, or, you know, learn how that all goes together. So with that, myBlockly, let's close this out. Let's get into the other stuff that you'll also see on the desktop. You'll see MyStudio. This looks like one of their main software packages that they use, or applications that they use to program their robots. This is also, reading into the documentation, this is, I guess, mainly made for education purposes. So if you know, want to learn more about robots, or, you know, that kind of stuff, you can of course get this myCobot. So myCobot, you see up here, and this is how it opens up. Go down to applications. Applications, these are different applications that you can use to control the robot. UI flow, leap motion, myCobot ROS, quick move, myBlockly. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that you could select to run, but these all go straight to GitHubs, to where you download those files and then you set it up on the Raspberry Pi. We're not going to do that here. I'm just going to show you what each of these tabs has in them. Tools, I haven't used this. I don't know what this is used for. Test servo, check PID. There's two things you got to download to check that. Tutorials. These are videos that actually Elephant Robotics has already made. kind of show you how to set up the robot or how to use it. I've referenced some of these while I was, playing around with the robot before I made this video, and they're good enough to learn. And in the document and handbooks, these are both good resources. Unfortunately, though, they're only in Chinese. If you speak Chinese, that's good for you. I've already reached out to them. They're working on the English versions of these. I might have one I can post in the description. Check down there for that. But they're gonna work on those and update those in the coming updates. GitHub goes to Arduino and the ROS versions, or GitHubs for myCobot. Of course, the online shop, you can't have a robot and be selling something and not have a link to buy it. The forum, this I think opens up, Chromium, and goes to their community. Looks like there's a couple of posts on there. It's a fairly new robot, it seems. Let me minimize that. And then upload. I don't know what upload's used for, but you got author, email, and description here. That's basically it for MyStudio. There's probably some more stuff that I'll dig into or might show you later on in a different video, but that's the gist of it for MyStudio. We've gone over myBlockly. Raspberry myCobot test GUI. This unfortunately is only in Chinese. I reach out to them. They don't have an English version, and I don't know what this is used for. So, but you'll have that on your desktop in case you can use it. And then lastly, you got Roboflow. And this seems like the most, I guess, put together software, maybe? I haven't used it too much except for the manual jogging around. Basically, you can, looks like it's similar to traditional, say, robot programming, where you get waypoints, you have different logic you can use here. Waypoints, you can jog it around and then save this current point that you're at. Right now, I'm just standing still, so it's not going to do anything, but you could move it around. What I've mainly used so far in Roboflow is this quick move, which you can see all the different joints here on the actual robot. You can move it Cartesian, or you can move it via joints. I've only really used joints to move. And let's see, configuration, looks like you can change like home point and some other things here. I/O, oh, of course, just regular I/O in case you want to have like an extra output or extra device attached, sensor or something. Variables, you got a log here, shows you typical stuff, temperature, robot power. We're not doing anything, so I don't think it's going to show. It's moving. Basic settings, looks like you can start the robot, shut down the robot. That's it. And then up here looks like you have different things you can add into your programming. And I guess that's it for Roboflow, or Roboflow. I keep saying Roboflow. So before I end this video, because we'll do end effector stuff maybe in a different video, but just to show you a simple program, I created this in myBlockly, which basically is just going to go to 0, and I'll switch over to the different video. But right now, it's in a vertical position, which is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 for all the joints. And then it's going to just pause for a second. It's going to change the LED on the back of the end effector, or I guess not really the end effector, it's really attachment, the last joint, joint 6, I think. Then it's going to pause again. Then it's going to shift this joint 5 so the camera can see the LED, because I'm just trying to show you the different things you can do. It's going to set a different color. Looks like it's going to set it to red. Going to pause, go to a different set of joint coordinates, change the color again, pause, different set of joints, then change color again, then pause, and then go back to this position. And so basically just put all this together. You can see that this is, all one big block. So if I push run, oh, it's yelling at me because I have MyBlockly open and I also have Roboflow. So if you ever have that issue, go ahead and close Roboflow. Come back to MyBlockly. Let's push run again. And a 0. And there you go. First program. One thing to note too is I have it at, I think this is percent speed. If you have it at 0, it's going to go like super fast and it's going to be kind of jerky. So, and I started out after that at 10%. It seemed to go really slow. So I've sped it up to 50 and it's what you just saw. So with that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I like robotics, I like mechatronics, everything electrical, mechanical, things that go together like this. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If it deserved it, or if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. I got some more videos I'm going to do with this, or at least one more video with end effectors. We'll see how the response is with these videos, and we'll go from there. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.